Italian beef pizza type deal.
I think she just got flagged.
Oh, well, yeah, misspellings. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey,
Welcome to,
how are you?
Welcome to today's show.
Sorry, we just got
about pizzas.
pizzas. Sorry, Sophia, you got blocked on that last one. You had a misspelling there, and I didn't do it, but one of our built-in systems did.
Bots does it.
Yeah. Hey, some Sav, give a shout out to Sophia. I see Lemon Juices, Rubber Slayer, and Twitch Details are also on. Welcome all to the show. It's kind of a neat day. I feel really good because like it's been so frigid cold. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I hate the cold.
No,
hate
I
the
think
cold.
The cold's all right.
Hate the cold. I hate it. And like the last like 2 days have been kind of nicer. Today, like all the snow and stuff was like melting. So we got like an inch of snow, right?
Yeah.
And so when I got to my office, there's like this giant hill that you go down, and like lots of people get stuck down there, right?
Yeah.
So when I came out, it wasn't enough that the plows came. So I went down the driveway even though I probably shouldn't have. And so I took like an entire bag of salt and threw it in a little thing on like 2 tracks so I could like I made like tire tracks, like triple wide, just so I could do it, and then it would melt and then I wouldn't have to like shovel it. Because like if you're on a hill and you're shoveling, like you could fall and break your arm. Yeah. So I'm like throwing it up the hill, and I made 2 perfect things, and then it got warm enough that like half the driveway melted and I didn't have to worry about it anyway.
I was waiting for you to look up and see that you spaced them out too much.
I did. You know, I should have taken a picture of it. So, so I'm thinking about applying for a national day. It's called National Salt Instead of Shoveling Your Driveway Day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is that too long? Is it too wordy?
Well, no, because today is National Cow Milked While Flying in an Airplane Day.
Wait, it's National what?
National Cow Milked While Flying in an Airplane Day.
Cow milked while flying in an airplane day.
Also known as Elm Farm Ollie Day.
That is pretty cool. Now, I would have never... You know what they need to do?
Yeah.
They need to strap a parachute to the cow.
To the cow.
Push it out of the plane, jump after it, and then milk the cow while falling.
Someone's probably tried it.
I'm sure the poor cow. You have like the cow falling out the back of the airplane. That's kind of
My mic got thrown off.
You got off?
When I was moving my mic, I shut it off.
Nice.
Yeah, National Cow Milked While Flying flying in a Plane Day.
So none of you guys heard anything that he said. Wow.
And that's the first thing that I said. So there's that day. Today is also National Crab Stuffed Flounder Day, National Battery Day, National Drink Wine Day. It's also Pluto Day.
Battery, you mean like powers the device battery?
Yep.
Okay.
And National Thumb Appreciation Day.
That's actually pretty good.
Good job, guys.
Oh. So, we did your show last night.
Yes.
And like, I'm feeling really good about it. I mean, it was pretty good, you know?
It was fun.
I learned a whole bunch about consoles that I didn't know that I needed to know.
Well, you still don't need to know.
Or I know now that I still don't need to know it.
And I say, yeah, no, you didn't need to know, but now you know. And now you get to share the same useless information I know.
Now I know. National Useless Information Day.
Exactly.
Yeah. We could kind of hear it. It's just really, really quiet. Well, we're back on now. We typically do a sound check before the show, and today...
Well, we did do a sound check.
We were
a very
too busy.
quick one.
We were too busy kind of like chit-chatting, and then it was like, oh, push the button. So it was last ditch.
Last minute sound check, and while I was moving my microphone, I must have pressed it down and slipped it off.
Yeah, well, it's National Not Be Heard Day.
Seems like it.
You know, there's times as a probably as a child or an adult, because I remember being like a kid, and then like there were times when your parents are yelling at you, or like they just kept talking. You did something wrong. You know you did something wrong, and then they just browbeat you. Da, 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 da. It'd be nice to just shut their mic off. And you don't actually, you know. Maybe that's wrong of me to say.
Get receptors that change everything so it sounds like Charlie Brown.
Universal translator. Wah, wah, wah. Sophia's got a D&D group together, but you won't reply to her.
No, that's fine.
He says it's fine.
I've been watching. I know what's going on.
He's been watching. Like, never mind.
Well, Sophia wanted me to talk, and I was in the middle of classes, so I wasn't saying anything.
I know she said something about we need to call tomorrow, explain how things are going to work. Norman forgot how to play, and Bree has never played before. So, I'm going to have a conversation with Sophia later about the whole Norman Bree thing, because I got, like, so turned around, and then Dyer was like, what? He actually smacked me right before the thing.
I was trying to tell you.
Snap out of it, man.
Trying to tell you that Norman and Bree are two separate people, and you were swearing by it that they were the same person.
I thought, never mind. So, she's laughing. So we went through the National Day. Anything big happening?
Besides appreciating your thumbs?
Right. Yeah.
Well, no cows are flying through airplanes.
Well,
as of recent, I don't think.
Print is near completion.
Near completion.
Near completion. It's actually doing the outer brim. We're at 95%. It is possible that on the show today it will stop.
Well, what's the time at for the print time?
Total print time?
Yeah.
2 days, 17 hours, 27 minutes.
Might.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
So,
do Hogwarts. You know how long that would take?
So here's the thing. I printed this thing because I wanted to keep the dice on the page, right?
Yeah.
On the table.
Yep.
And so this whole time I've been like, I should throw a die, just one. Throw it down the stairs just to see if it can work. Because it looked like it would work.
Yeah.
But now that it's printing the top of the tower on,
apparently we're not sitting up straight.
I'm not sure.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure.
How's that?
Hey, cat.
Now that we're... there we go.
I think after 3 days of printing this thing, I'm not sure it's big enough to throw dice down.
Yeah, there's a chance that it won't be big enough, but
I'm thinking
that's perfectly fine.
Because we can print smaller dice?
Yeah.
Mini
That's
dice.
what you do. You just print a smaller die.
So I was thinking I might get away with being able to throw like a single 8-sided or 6-sided die on there.
Yeah, probably.
But like a D&D 43-sided die or whatever they use now.
20-sided die.
Okay. 43.
I think the most we've used is an 80-sided die. So I think you're all right.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to.
And at that point, it's basically a ball.
It's definitely not. We're going to have to print one like... we're going to need to do a D&D game where we have like 187 die or a sided die.
187
It's like the size of a basketball, you know what I mean? And you just throw it up in the air.
The best part is they're tiny. They get smaller too, so it might as well just be a perfect ball. The more sides you get,
you just throw it up. Think fast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
roll to inflict damage directly to the
20.
DM.
It's 20. They're correcting me. I was trying to be.
Well, no, 20 up to 20 is a standard issue used, but some games that we've had to go up to an 80-sided die.
Because
that was the requirement.
Got it. That's where you have the main guy, and I don't know what his name is.
The Dungeon Master?
Dungeon Master. I was going to say Dungeon Master, but I didn't want to
DM. It's the DM.
I lost my train of thought now.
Well, let's see. We went from D&D groups.
D&D.
Some spells can be broken. What does that mean?
Some spells can be broken.
Just, what's your first words after coming here? Some spells can be broken.
Well, it's like her third sentence. Oh, no.
No.
So I mixed that up. See, these color things are weird. There's
What
got
do you mean everyone's a different color? It makes things easier.
Everyone's like a different color purple, and that's where I'm getting confused.
No,
there.
I've got greens and oranges, and I have a yellow somewhere.
I've got a green, another green, a different green, a purple.
Then go
and
off
then
of that
another purple.
one.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show, love. And I'm going to put, you know what, I'm going to put a thing in here. Here's a link to our Discord. I totally skipped this as I put it right into my text there. It's a link to the Discord.
Nice.
Can I do a link to Discord right here? I can. Looky there. So for those of you who are just coming on the show, we do like a multifaceted show. On Tuesdays we have Allie here, and she does some sort of a craft project. On Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Central Time, Dyer has a program where we talk about all kinds of things, from like software to gaming to hacking devices to maybe creating electronic devices. Or how are you going with this?
How to burn down the studio.
How to burn down the studio.
That's basically what it might as well
Right
be.
now we're like going through like an incremental by year trip down memory lane through like...
Well, I suppose it's not by memory lane. We're restarting and growing up.
Restarting and growing up. Starting in the early 90s.
No, early 80s.
Early 80s.
Yeah,
I thought the first game that you were playing was a 93 game.
Yeah, but it was made for the... yeah, but remember, I'm going by console, and the console was made in 83.
Okay, so he's going by the console.
So we're starting in 1983 because that's the oldest console I have stuff running open
Well,
for.
all of the Nintendos here in the US came with Mario.
Yeah.
But in Japan, they were released with a different game.
In Japan, they released...
Mario wasn't the game that came out with it.
I don't remember what the game was for Japan, but yeah, no, they got something entirely different.
So
what I want to track down and what I'm working on now is, did you you remember there were 2 versions of Super Mario Bros.
Yes.
Made, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find the Western version of it. Because there's the Japan one that came to the US later, where it's you're pulling like radishes and whatnot out of the ground,
I didn't like that one.
which was the actual main one.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one, which was just the first game, but a bunch of different stuff was thrown into it. I haven't been able to track that one down.
They released the one where you're pulling it up and you can play as the princess or whatever. That was Super
Princess
Mario
Toadstool.
2. Yeah. And they just released it as a second edition for us. But so lost my train of thought. So those of you that are watching, we're doing a D&D gaming session this Saturday. And we're also going to do like
part 2.
A part 2.
Part 2 of my first episode.
Of the first
my
episode
show.
at like 10 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
And then around like 2 or 3 o'clock, we're going to do a D&D gaming session. You want to join our Discord group because we have fun there like all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I did not find the Ninja Turtles originally, but I think I got it now.
Yeah.
And we're going to put that up tonight right after the show just for your viewing pleasure.
Just for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, you have to be on Discord to do that. Am I forgetting something? Loose train of thought is normal.
Well, so here's something random.
Okay.
You see, they're apparently making a new Mortal Kombat movie
I like the first Mortal Kombat
from
movie.
'95.
Well, I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but...
Oh yeah, it was cheesy, but apparently they're making a new one.
The second Mortal Kombat movie I did not like.
Nah, it wasn't good.
And then they had like a Mortal Kombat TV show,
Which
was basically just like gymnastics.
Yeah.
And it was like a prequel to the movie,
Yeah.
the first movie. And it was like, it wasn't too bad. It was, you know...
It was all right.
If you like gratuitous, get in a fight and just start... Basically every...
Did you watch did you just watch the Power Rangers? Power Rangers, but more gymnastics.
Same thing. Only when you talk, you don't talk with your head like they do. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like when they're not in costume, they
It's
just
just
talk like,
fine.
yeah.
Well,
When you
that's
get- it's like,
because...
come on, guys, let's go get them.
Well, that's because the Power Rangers is all entirely made using stock footage from a show in Japan called Super Sentai.
Yes.
And the original Power Rangers, when it first aired, I think the stock footage that they began on was like season 15 of Super Sentai.
But when they did the actual first Power Rangers movie with the original
Yeah.
Power Rangers cast, they still...
Yeah, they still did it just like that. Yep.
Can you imagine, like, you're going to see your doctor? I got whiplash. How did you get whiplash? Talking. It's so funny. So anyway, during yesterday's show, we brought up this 3 a.m. thing. Do you remember? Wait, was it your show or was it Allie's show?
It wasn't.
You know what?
It wasn't my show.
It was Allie's show.
I was
My
modding the
bad.
show, so yeah, it was your show.
I think I just dislocated something in my brain while I was like shaking it around, and it was bashing against my skull inside the.
I feel a little bit smarter.
My Power Rangers talk there. So, last week.
Was it last week? I thought it was on Tuesday.
It might have been on Tuesday. I don't remember. The point was, I did actually look it up.
Okay.
So, and I actually asked around. Did you ask around or no?
No, I thought it was stupid.
So, people believe that something happens at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'm awake and I shouldn't be.
Around 3 a.m., yeah. So, I asked, like, I don't know, like, not like, I didn't actually do like a huge poll. I guess I should have done something on the Discord, but I didn't. So I actually went and asked random people that I know, and then some people, like, I was just standing in line at the Starbucks, and so I just started up a conversation.
Yeah?
So I would say probably about half of the people that I asked, hey, do you know what happens at 3 a.m., right? Maybe a little more than half.
Do you know
They
what
were-
happens at 3 a.m.?
They were like this. They were like, huh? What?
Huh?
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 Infomercials?
Why are you awake?
Is that the Ron Popeil show?
Infomercials are at 3 a.m.
Reruns of Billy Mays? Or Billy...
Madison? No. No, not Billy Madison.
Billy Mays. Billy Mays does the infomercials, right?
Yeah, he did like OxyClean and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, Billy Mays.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Billy Mays,
Hi,
but
Billy.
wait, there's more.
I was going to say the show that your mom watches with the tap dancing kid, Billy Elliot.
Billy.
Billy Elliot is also on at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Well, now.
Okay, so probably like more than half of everybody that I asked was like, huh? What? I don't know.
Huh?
The other half, most people believe that like something bad happens at 3 a.m.
But what? But what?
Not really anybody could give me a definitive
What happens
per
at
se.
3 a.m.?
Like, no, it's just like, that's when like it's just eerie to be out and about and such.
Oh,
right?
I'm not out and about. I'm either sleeping, I'm awake and I don't want to
Yeah.
be, or I'm yelling at a screen.
And I had one person, maybe two.
Spooky ghost stuff happens at 3
Yeah,
a.m.
spooky ghost stuff. About two, well, one for sure, kind of like a second one who was like, it's actually a good time at 3 a.m. It's like when good things happen. So this was all like while I was reading up on it, right? So, I should have put the thing up, huh?
So what? Then I just need to start making
3
cookies
a.m.
at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. 3 a.m. So, am I missing anything in chat? It was
Yeah,
Alien.
they're
Okay.
just talking about spooky ghost stuff.
Because one of the hacks, one of the hacks was she was saying between 4 and 6 a.m. and we brought up the 3 a.m. thing. Okay, it is the witching time. Billy on the street. Okay, so have you had any weird experiences at 3 a.m.?
If I'm awake up until 3 a.m., I don't think I'm properly conscious enough to care at that time.
I thought that you do the all-night gaming things.
I do, but just because I'm playing video games doesn't mean I'm looking around the room like,
Yeah.
is there ghosts? I don't see anything.
3 a.m. Let's see. I've got a couple more hours before
Yeah.
Mom wakes up.
That's exactly what it is. It's all right. We're playing 3 a.m. All right, guys. I got like 17 more games, and we
Here
gotta dip.
We gotta go. Okay. So why do people think that 3 a.m. is the scary hour? That was like one of the questions I had. So 3 a.m., also known as per Google,
Per Google.
devil or the witching hour, which is what the people who did know it, that's what they were saying. It's like the witching hour. Who said it on here? Witching time is what Sophia said. So that's like a thing. Like that's actually ingrained. But no one that I talked to could tell me anything definitive like experienced this, or I used to like have this growling sound from under my bed, or glowing whatever came through the door or anything like that. You know
See,
what I mean?
this is great because I don't believe in any of this stuff, so I just get to laugh at you right now. This
Weren't
is
you-
exactly what this time is.
Weren't you with us at the Opera House? But that wasn't
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. We
No.
should go back at 3 a.m. Anyway, so So the 3 a.m. is commonly associated with the paranormal, and that's what a lot of people that I talked to that knew about the 3 a.m. said, okay? Many people root this belief in the assumption that Jesus was killed at 3 p.m., making this the holiest time of the day, and making 3 a.m., right? It's polar opposite. The opposite spiritually, all right? So it's actually believed that demons and devils are most active at this time, which is why it's commonly called the devil's hour. Who's on here? Go back for an overnight show.
Watch, yeah, stream it for the night. Stream an investigation of the thing.
Overnight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Everything's closed down now. We might even be able to get in there.
And the night in the opera.
Yeah. 2 will enter, 1 will leave.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not the one staying in there because I'm going to get hungry eventually.
Okay.
And I'm going to need food.
So, not to get too sidetracked. Okay.
Not to get too sidetracked.
Several years ago, I had 3 daughters.
We're already very sidetracked.
3 daughters, all getting a bath at the same time. Why? Because it's easy to wash them all at the same time than to try to round them up and do it one at a time, right?
Okay.
So I was having this, I don't remember. Was upset with them for something or whatever. And anyway, I had this, I was going to get even. This was my way of getting even. While they're in this nice warm bath, I would get this giant cup of freezing cold water and I would throw it on them. And the screams were therapeutic for me. For me, all right?
The anguish screams of children were therapeutic.
Okay. So, here we go. Threw it in there. Screams.
Yeah.
Ah, right?
Ah!
I go and get the second cup, right? Because you,
You got to do it more than once.
when you're like you're almost at the therapy session, but you just need like a little bit more to go over it. So I get the second cup and I walk in there, and of course they hear me coming.
Yeah.
So they're all like trying to huddle into the corner, right?
But they're all just going to get doused that way.
And the oldest one says, "Sacrifice the youngest." Yes.
Push her out. Root her.
Now, I would like to point out that none of this happened at 3 a.m. But, what was I going to say? Oh, the devil's hour. Anyway.
Sacrifice the youngest.
So, in my house, the devil's hour is whenever bath time was and Dad was doing it. You know, because that's how whatever. Anyway. So, way back, it was called the witching hour. But in modern terms, this has come to represent midnight, not 3 a.m. So,
so people become lazy. They can't even stay up till 3 a.m.
It's midnight. And midnight starts the new day, so they just switched it to that, okay?
Well, that's dumb.
During the witch trials, which happened here in Salem, right? This term was taken very seriously, and that this time of night, midnight or 3 a.m., was literally considered the time that witches came out to do their work. This, of course, meant that any woman out at these times of the night would be very likely accused of witchcraft, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know why the dudes could be out.
Why the dudes? Because we're not going to run around casting spells on people. We'll just punch you, but it's no magic to that one.
We're like...
It's just lights out.
patrolling the area at the 3 a.m. mark.
Yeah.
It's coming, guys! Get ready!
Just a bunch of old pilgrims with watches just, all right, guys, get your spear.
Okay. I have to, get to, a good news portion of this. So, because there's a point to having this as good news, too. I saved that for the end, just so we can do it. Okay. But the number 3 and the hour of 3 a.m. are not only considered to have paranormal or negative effects by the Christian collection. This association is nearly universal, okay? In more traditional civilizations, there can be a direct relationship between numbers and letters of the alphabet.
We are called wizards.
We are called wizards.
No, we're warlocks.
I like how he says we.
It's witches and warlocks.
Warlocks. No. You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard. You get to go to some big
Was that-
fancy school, but if you're a warlock, no, you get shunned away in a tower.
How I like our British accent sounds like just a southern hillbilly.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Harry.
Harry,
Go off to that there
Harry.
school now.
Okay, all right. All right. In more traditional civilizations, there can be a direct relationship between numbers and letters of the alphabet, to the point where some ancient civilizations, numbers were represented by different letters of the dialect with no symbols of their own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, like,
I understand.
like your mom reads Braille, and I believe the letter A and the number 1 are the same notation.
Okay. Man, I don't know.
Somebody's going to have to chime in.
I don't know how to read Braille.
But that's not the only way it's like it's that way in a lot of other places.
It's
So
that
basically
way in
that's
a lot of other places.
that was my way of pointing out that it's similar. Okay.
Right.
Everything was numerable or nameable, and in these systems the number 3 often held a special significance, from describing constellations to family. Even the ocean is the number 3 in some cultures, okay? This triad has almost always been considered sacred, something that should not be messed with, such as the ability to exist as one or a dual personality, or a duality, I guess, within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, there are 2 wolves that are warring inside me, and the one that I feed is the one that wins, right?
If someone says something like that to me, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I can't take you seriously if you say something like that.
What if I say it with my southern UK accent?
That I'm going to backhand you
my
and
southern
then
UK
leave.
accent. You're a wizard, Harry.
There's 2 wolves inside me, Harry.
Let me talk to you about them. Okay.
You know how to churn butter, boy?
Okay. I couldn't. You do not sound like that, but you could if you
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
We do not sound like that.
Yeah,
No, we never
okay.
said you did.
Okay. No. Okay. The only people who sound like that are actual southern people here, and any
Oh, but they are great fun.
any English voice dubbed over Japanese anime. There's always like some southern craziness going on.
There's
in
always
this.
that one guy.
And I can't take it
that
seriously.
one
I
guy.
can't take it seriously.
You ever drink Bailey's from a Oh, get a good old shoey? Heck yeah. Okay, wait. So question now, because now I need, have you ever done a shoey?
A shoey.
A shoey.
Is that drinking something out of my shoe?
Yes.
Never. Never. Or out of... Never mind. So, getting back. In Wiccan numerology, which is the branch of the occult that deals specifically with symbolism of numbers, right? 3 is decidedly positive. Okay? Wiccans are like a witch type thing, right?
Okay.
It resonates with the energies of optimism and joy and speech and communication, imagination, intelligence, writing, and much more. So I like had a hiccup there, like whatever, okay? It resonates with the ascended masters and indicates that they are around you when you need them, helping you to focus divine spark within you to manifest your desires. I really don't know a whole lot about Wiccan.
I just hear the Ascended Master.
Hey, it's kind of like the Jedi, so don't knock it.
The Jedi all got executed.
Yeah, but not in
They
Gibson.
really did ascend, huh?
Yeah. So, people who fall under the number 3 are very lucky. They're considered very lucky, okay? In the ancient cultures of Egypt, the number 3 also and obviously held a special significance. The number was the most basic symbols for plurality, even represented in a way they designed the hieroglyph for the word 3 with 3 vertical marks going up and down, kind of like tally marks, right? So triads of deities were used in the Egyptian religion. Am I missing something?
No, they're just
Not
talking about
interesting at all to
shoeys.
me.
They're talking about shoeys still.
Oh, okay. So in the Bible, the number 3 is one of the most important numbers, representing harmony, God's presence, and perfection.
Perfection.
Most of the significant... Yeah, it's represented... Never mind. It represents perfection, like good things, like... It's like it's not like a if at first you don't succeed, try again type of a thing. It's more like by the third time you got it, I guess. You do something,
Do or do not.
you kind of do it. You do it a second time. By the third time, you've got it down pat, right? Okay.
Just do or do not. There
Most
is
of
no
the significant events in the Bible were accompanied by this number or by the number 7. It's connected to the Holy Trinity, which everybody talks about. 3 patriarchs before the flood, 3 patriarchs after the flood. New Testament has 27 books, which is divided by 3, and it's largely connected with Jesus, right?
Okay.
I'm going to skip this. God, okay.
So welcome to Bible school today,
Welcome to Bible
everyone. For today's lesson, the Holy Trinity and the number 3.
Okay, I talked about the Wiccan thing a lot more than I talked about the Bible. And ghosts and whatever.
It's been a great laugh for me, so I'm having fun.
Most people divide up their day in 3s. You have like the morning, the noon, and the night. Even though they're not the same time span.
It's, what'd you do today? Wish I didn't do everything I did today.
Most people eat 3 meals a day, right? So the
I
number
don't.
3 is pretty significant. I don't.
I'm
but,
lucky if I eat 2.
Most people do. But like you have the, I'll see you in the morning, or we're going to do something in the morning, or we're going to do something in the afternoon, or do something at noon or lunchtime, right? So, so perhaps it's not the hour, but the number that causes the paranormal or the spiritual activity is what I was trying to get to. Okay.
So if I carve the letter 3 into something, and I'm like, spirits, cast forth, I have a chance of summoning a ghost.
At 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m.
with the number 3.
Yes.
While
Sacrificing the young one.
3 times or something. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Probably. So, moving on to another kind of a religion thing. Have you heard of Sadhguru?
Sadhguru. No,
I had to actually
I've heard
look
of
up his
Sad
name.
Me.
You could look him up on the internet. He's like an Indian yogi.
Indian yogi.
He's
First thing I
actually
thought of
pretty
was
old.
Yogi Bear.
He's got like a full beard, and I did see a video of him. He was like being heckled by kind of a young guy, and like he seemed super intelligent, and he kept his cool like the whole time while the guy
They're
was
always
talking.
more intelligent than us. Always.
So he says, and this is a direct quote from him. Okay.
Okay.
Morning, 3:30 to 3:40. Within those 10 minutes, I always come awake. There's something happening in nature between 3:30 to 3:40. It's called Brahma Mathuram. And I looked it up too, and I'm gonna mess it up.
Brahma.
Mathuram. Brahma Mathuram in yoga. Okay?
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it's very significant part of the time. So when that happens, your body just comes awake. It happens to everybody, but they don't notice it. So like this, many changes happen simply because simple yoga. So that's why I'm constantly reminding people, it doesn't matter for what reason you do the right things, even for wrong reasons. If you do the right things will happen to you.
I come awake at that time sometimes, but I always just gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah. I do like sometimes wake up and I'm just like super alert at those times, and like I do find that probably some of my most creative things I have ever come up with have come from maybe not exactly at that time, but probably around that time frame.
So the demons are just whispering creative ideas in your ear.
I have written, like, I've gotten ideas for stories, inventions. I've problem solved some of the things that I've been like struggling with, and they do. Like, I'll just wake up and it'll be.
You just wake up and it's just power of all creativity just summoned.
You've
within
never
you.
been inspired by anything to come up with or like an idea that's an original idea.
Not at 3:30 in the morning.
No, but that's the feeling. I'm just saying that it's happened to me, and it's been in the early hours. Yeah, it's quiet. Nobody's bothering me. I can wake up and I can actually focus completely on like the whatever's right in front of me or whatever's top of mind.
Yeah, dude, like self-baking pizza.
Self-baking pizza. So I didn't know what Brahma Mathuram was, so I looked it up, And its literal meaning means the creator's time.
The creator's time. The creator only get they're the creator and they only get 10 minutes.
This is in the Indian culture.
All right.
It's every word has a meaning, whatever. So it is traditionally the second to the last phase of Mathurta.
I know. I always just want to say muerta, but I know that's not right.
Yeah, they're not Spanish. It's like basically hours, or the night's divided up into these. So it's the second to last phase of the night, right? And it's considered an auspicious time for all practices of yoga and most appropriate for meditation, worship, or other religious practices. Spiritual activities performed early in the morning have a greater effect than any other part of the day, per them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now, again, I don't know any. I don't really know anything. I know a little bit, I guess, about the Wiccan, whatever. I've actually read up on it, and I know just a little bit, like, about the Indian religion, being like from India, not like American Indian religion. But I don't know enough to say whatever, and I don't actually do yoga.
I don't do yoga either.
Downward dog or anything like that.
I'll be lucky if I could do that.
And I don't know if that's even one and the same, although I'm sure that's where it comes from. So, looking into it, there are a lot of articles that I found from like doctors to psychics, but no standard thought, good or bad, spiritual or physical or whatever. Doctors, there were a lot of things, like people saying Denny's, that you have like a 24-hour thing. Sometimes
everyone's at Denny's at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes, and not every day at 3 a.m., but like it seems like when the weird things happen, it's kind of like at that time.
Something always happens at Denny's.
I know. It's like in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denny's in Florida, there's always something going on.
So I do know
Yeah.
that the Dunkin' Donuts guy says it's time to make the donuts. And I assume that happens at 3 a.m.
I ought to just shut off the show right now.
I don't know. But I'm thinking he wakes up and it's like, time to make the donuts.
The day's over, going to sleep. It's just done. We're done for the day.
It's right there. So tree is definitely easy. I'm missing something, right? I have 4 times a day morning. I have 4 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, night. That's because you are on a different level than us all, love.
That's because Alex functions on a higher plane of existence.
Tree is
than the rest
easy.
of
Tree
us.
is definitely easy. What? Tree yoga.
Tree yoga, like that?
That's ballerina.
No, where you have your foot up against your knee, flat, and you have your thing, and you have your hands over your head.
I think you do though. But no,
Dog, I don't do yoga.
I don't either. I don't either.
For all you know, you and I are both perfectly
But if
wrong.
you were to carve the number 3 in the table and then do yoga at the same time at 3 a.m.
do yoga, hop up and down 3 times in that pose.
Enlightenment.
Summon the spirit.
Okay. Anyway, not to make fun of it per se, because there are a lot of people, there are actually quite a few people, ask around, there are quite a few people that believe it. Even the people on the chat have heard something about it. Ballet is hard.
Yeah, no, I'm not bashing it. People can believe whatever they want.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I got it. So my mouse doesn't show up there. I should take a look at that.
You should have.
So, I don't know. You got anything to add?
Nah, I've added plenty. I think I've added a good amount.
Well, they're adding that ballet is hard. And I keep losing my earpiece for some reason.
Like it's falling out of your ear.
Oh, you know what? It's the thing's getting caught here and it's pulling it off. Okay, right. So my next article is pretty cool. Hope for migraine sufferers. But a sufferer is like, no, I'm kidding. So
say what devil magic you pulling out of that one?
3 a.m. So after reading this article, I learned more about. I figured a migraine was just like a bad headache, right?
No, migraines just suck overall, but they're not a bad headache.
I had like a moment in my life where like this person I knew like suffered from, it was a sufferer of migraines, right? And I was like, okay, it's a headache. Take some Advil, get over it, right?
It's a headache.
Right.
But no, it's not a headache.
So, man, this was probably like 10 years ago. I was walking out of my front door, and we had these wooden steps, and the gutter was melting ice or whatever.
All right.
Dripped on the wooden steps and froze over. And when I stepped on it, I fell, slammed into the thing, knocked my mailbox off of how it was attached to the end. And I got up and it hurt. You know, you kind of, whatever. But for like a month or so after that, like every day around 3 p.m. No, I don't know what time. It was in the afternoon every single day. I'd get this really, really bad headache that was literally debilitating.
Yeah.
Debilitating. Like, I couldn't focus. I actually felt like throwing up. And, like, light of any kind hurt so bad. And I would take 5 Advil, 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol, and then I would go lie down and try to, like, put earplugs in and get rid of all the sound and all the sight until it kicked in. And it would take
foaming at the mouth
like
on the couch.
45 minutes to an hour or longer to like get over it. And it's really like afterwards I was like, oh man, that's I'm not going to make fun of anybody for that anymore. So reading this article in one of the Latin old stories of Queen Elizabeth number 3. See, I didn't read that one.
Painkillers don't. Well, painkillers work to a point.
Yeah. So, in a recent clinical trial, researchers showed that mindfulness... Oh, this is based on yoga. There actually is a flow to today's articles, all right?
There's you got the health flow.
I've even got like a grandma and a grandpa in here. There's balance, okay? In a recent clinical trial, researchers showed that mindfulness-based stress reduction could provide real benefits to people with migraine.
Let's use a Ouija board?
Yeah.
You ever seen the things, the video? Have I ever showed you the video of all the people saying Ouija board wrong? I'll have to show you after the show.
So what I didn't know is a migraine is a neurological disease that can be severely debilitating, and it is the second leading cause of disability worldwide.
Second leading cause. So what's the first leading cause?
I don't know, but like you can have a headache so bad that you could be considered disabled.
Uh-huh. I'm going to find out what beats it.
Oh, you're so funny. Wait till after the thing though, unless it fits in here. So, unfortunately, many patients with migraine discontinue medications due to ineffectiveness, which is what Sophia just said, I think, or side effects. Many still use opioids despite recommendations against them for headache treatment. At a time when opioids are still being used for migraine, finding safe non-drug options with long-term benefits has significant implications, says Rebecca Irwin Wells, Associate Professor of Neurology at Wake Forest School of Medicine. Mindfulness can also teach new ways to respond to stress, a commonly reported migraine trigger. According to an article published by JAMA International Medicine, researchers studied whether mindfulness-based stress reduction, also known as MBSR, which is I'm going to like see that every time I'm going to think.
MBSR.
That's where the music industry knows what you're listening to.
No, that's DMCA.
Okay. The MBSR could improve migraine outcomes, pain perception, and measure of emotional well-being compared to headache.
Could you imagine you messed that up and you're like, the DMCA could improve?
So what's the leading cause of disability?
Not relevant to the story.
Okay, not at all.
No, nowhere close.
Is it okay to say on the air?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
It's just not relevant at all.
What is it?
Depression.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that would be number one.
I assumed it was on there.
I would think that you got a headache. This was 10, 15 years ago. You got a headache, suck it up, take some Advil, go to work, right?
That's exactly how it still is today if you're a student.
You are not going to, get out of doing your work and put the load on me because you have a headache today. Now, after experiencing
too bad.
a headache, it was lucky because of the time frame that it happened. But, like, I wouldn't be able to drive. Like, keeping your eyes open.
Those headaches where it's
so bad.
The headaches where you just have to close your eyes.
Can you imagine having that like all day long? It would be like literally I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Like when I
no tablets helped my migraines. Yeah, so
tablets helped my migraines. Well, then obviously you didn't have the right. Well, staring at a screen.
Today's Satan.
Staring at more screens overall, I'm pretty sure won't help your migraine.
Well, it's a neurological thing. So in the study, 89 adults with history of migraine were randomly assigned to either the MBSR group or headache education group, with training or instruction delivered in 8 weekly 2-hour sessions. The MBSR group followed a standardized curriculum of mindfulness, meditation, and yoga. Participants also received electronic audio files for home practice and were encouraged to practice at home 30 minutes a day. The headache education group received instruction on headaches, physiology, triggers, stress, and treatment approaches. Participants in both the MBSR and headache education groups, it's hard to say them both, okay?
I'm waiting for, I say, you start going faster and faster. I was waiting for you to
I'm trying to get through it because I see we got like 10 minutes left. I haven't even started. Basically, the people who did the yoga and took time to take the breather and go through sometimes it's just like a step back, you close your eyes, you take a breath, you can kind of reset.
Yeah.
Saw actual improvement.
Actual
so much
improvement.
So that Wells says mindfulness may treat the total burden of migraine and could potentially decrease the impact of this condition. So a shift in pain, like it's kind of like they do like pain management classes now for people who have surgery. I know like hospitals
like physical therapy,
pain management.
Is physical therapy technically a form of pain management?
I think physical therapy is getting you back into movement, but while I've never actually been through a pain management thing where they just tell you how to process pain without taking drugs for it.
They just take away all your medicines, like, now, just deal with it.
Well, you don't want to get like okay. So jumping right into the next article, because like we got 15 minutes. I don't know if you can see this, but a struggling Thai fisherman finds a rare pearl.
I thought it was a jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker.
It looks like a jawbreaker.
It does kind of look like a jawbreaker, right? Struggling fisherman Hitachi Nayomedicha was picking up oyster shells with his family last month when they stumbled upon 3 beautiful shells sticking to a discarded buoy ball.
Buoy ball.
Yes.
That's fun to say, buoy ball.
I think it's just what floats there and keeps like the I guess it could be, I don't know.
So like, say it 5 times fast, buoy ball, buoy ball,
Buoy
buoy
ball.
ball, buoy ball, buoy ball.
Yeah, without getting too sidetracked, I guess. They have buoys that like stick on the end of the boat that keep you from crashing into the dock, and then they have markers too, so I don't know which one
this giant ding ding.
Yeah. So the 37-year-old and his brother picked the shells off the ball and took them home. They gave them to their father, Ahmed, that asked for a little help with the cleaning. When the pensioner had opened the 3rd shell, he found something brilliant, an orange pearl slightly bigger than a U.S. quarter. So here it is right there. He called his wife. Yeah, he called his wife and 2 boys to inspect the beautiful 7.68 gram precious item. It turned out that the fishing family had an extremely expensive pearl from a large snail, the mellow mellow, on their hands. Not mahi mahi, mellow mellow. No. The snail gets way better. Just let me get to this story, because this is you're gonna have to Google this, okay? Hitachi spotted the shell, said he had a strange dream a few days before finding the gem, probably at 3 a.m.
Shut up.
An old man in white with a long mustache told me to come to the beach so I can receive a gift. I think it led me to finding the pearl. He believes that the old man could be a deity who wanted to help him out of poverty, as the pearl could be worth as much as $332,000 US dollars. Almost 333.
Stop. Stop. I will hit end show.
$332,762 is what it says. Okay. Explaining, I want to sell the pearl for the highest price. The money won't just change my life. My whole family will have better lives. That's what he said. A few days later, a wealthy businessman from another province heard about the pearl and offered to buy it for $1 million of their dollars, which is 33,276 of ours. But the family refused.
It's up for 10 million.
Second, another persistent luxury item collector increased the offer to $5 million of theirs, which is Oh, I didn't write it down. I looked them all up except for this one. Okay. The family declined the second one, right? The third, number 3, potential buyer, this time from China, is now negotiating with the family to take the Pro for $10 million. But he's hoping to see it for himself to determine if it's genuine or not.
So for $5 million, it's $166,380 US dollars.
Yeah. So he's expected, the guy from China is expected to fly to Thailand next week. He'll have to undergo the required 2-week quarantine and other guidelines before reaching the Pearl's owner. Now, mellow pearls range from orange to tan to brown in color, with orange being the most expensive shade, what you see here in the picture. They are usually found in the South China Sea and Andaman Sea off the coast of Burma and are produced by predatory sea snails. I told you, you're going to Google it. I'm telling you. A predatory sea snail. I don't know. I didn't have time to look it up when I was doing it because I was busy doing some other things. But I've never heard of a predatory snail. These are the ones that creep out at 3 a.m. Okay. My next article. Good news. Wisconsin Chick-fil-A worker who won a car in a company raffle. I got a picture, but I'm going to put it up yet. Oops. Animation. So, this girl wins a car, right? And you think that that's like a pretty good story, except for the best part is still coming. So, she only worked at the restaurant for 5 months, yet her co-workers had become like what she says is a second family. She's 17 years old. And when Haley Bridges won a new car in the Christmas raffle organized for Appleton, Wisconsin Chick-fil-A employees, she knew what she would do. She gave away the car to her new work sister, who had been cycling to work in the frigid Wisconsin weather. Is that incredible? Here's a picture of them together. The 19-year-old Hukaleye Taniguchi from Honolulu was commuting to the Grand Chute restaurant using just her bicycle. I was biking here every morning, so it was a little rough, the 19-year-old told WLUK News. Because I'm from Hawaii, I was like, it's kind of cold.
A little cold.
I'm surprised she survived.
What? She's fine.
Okay, it was cold here. Can you imagine?
It wasn't that cold here.
It was pretty cold. And to ride a bicycle in like the snow, we had like, there's like, the yard over there is like, there's like 3 feet of snow in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3 feet to belly flop into.
So at the Christmas party, when the name of the winner was plucked out of the bag and Taniguchi heard Haley Bridges, she knew what was going to happen. Haley had vowed to hand over the car if she won, and there's their picture. I really just started crying because I was so happy, said Taniguchi. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real. Now I can go grocery shopping, Taniguchi beamed. She can also leave 5 minutes before her shift starts instead of spending 2 hours pedaling. 2 hours in the snow. This is a YouTube video. I'll put in the chat here if you guys want to take a look at it. But it's kind of cool. I know, you got anything to add or say? You've never biked 2 hours
I have.
in the freezing cold.
Not in the freezing cold, no. We
I've
biked
like
for, I think, 6 hours was the longest we biked.
I've been like down the road when it's like icy, right? And windy. That like when the wind is blowing, it moves the car like while you're driving.
Well, yeah.
Can you imagine you're driving your bike and this gust of wind literally blows you off of your bike, knocks you down? That would be painful.
Better get back up and go get that paycheck.
I know, right? No migraines for you. The next article is pretty cool. I'm not going to skip it just because
We've got
neat.
time. It's fine.
The world's first home hydrogen battery. There's a picture of the dude with it.
There's like a fridge.
He's got like really big glasses.
You know what it looks like?
Huh?
It looks like a bar counter.
Well, it actually
Send that out. Bar counter.
it actually does a couple of different things. It's not just, well, anyway. So have you heard about Texas?
Yeah.
They're like without power.
Yeah, for like 60 hours now.
Because their windmills are like frozen.
Yeah, I talked about this on my show yesterday.
Yeah. So Texan power outages hitting the headlines this week. It's worth looking to a startup that's developed the world's first renewable hydrogen-powered energy storage system. At full charge, it can furnish a house with electricity for about 3 days.
3 days.
Have you ever said to a friend that you wanted to switch to solar panels? No, you haven't.
No.
I know people who have, and that's why I have a friend whose house is completely powered by solar, except for his refrigerator and his furnace, I think.
Yeah, there's an issue going
AC.
on with solar panels right now, though, is that they're being covered in snow and ice, and the sun's not getting through
Yeah.
so well.
So what I used to do, and this wasn't solar panels, but it was satellite dishes.
Yeah.
We used to have a couple of satellite dishes. Before the snow, I would go out. Do you know what Pam cooking spray is? Cooking spray?
Yeah, it's like nonstick cooking spray
Yeah.
stuff.
I would go out and I'd spray the dish with Pam, and when the snow would get it, it would just slide off. No joke, it works.
And in the hot summer days, you can spray it and then cook some eggs on
Cook
your...
some eggs on there. You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wafer.
Okay. If you ever wanted, I just read that.
You may have
What happens when it's cloudy? Okay,
Yeah.
so you may have gotten this snarky reply along the lines of, "What happens when it's cloudy?" As frustrating as it is to hear, for some time it has been a legitimate drawback to rooftop solar panels. But just as electric car batteries have improved through the within the last 10 years, the options for storing solar power for nighttime or during cloudy periods have become rapidly more available. For homes in New South Wales, Australia, LAVO is offering a green battery storage system to retain the sun for darker days using a clever system of electrolysis to generate energy from stored hydrogen. The special material in which the hydrogen is stored is leagues safer than conventional technologies. It has a product life of around 30 years and can be recycled. Did I miss something? Predatory sea snails eat worms. Small fish shoot venom and catch faster animals. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw a picture of them. They're like zebras.
Check your DMs. I will. Wait.
Check them later. Check them
So-
later. If you're running out of time, check them later.
Hooked up to the water main and any commercially available rooftop solar array, the solar energy is used to power an electrolyzer to convert water into hydrogen and oxygen. Have you ever done that? Electrolysis?
No, I don't think I go around just converting things into energy.
We did it at school. You take two things in there and you connect one to positive and negative, and it'll actually separate the water.
Well, we couldn't do a lot of the things you guys did in school because it wasn't safe.
We said we blew. Oh, I can't say that on the thing here. I can't say things out. So anyway, 1 minute. Okay, we're gonna get to Grandma and Grandpa. So you guys just put your seatbelt on. We ain't going anywhere. Put your tray and seat back or whatever. Okay.
Better start reading faster. You've got a time limit.
So,
bud.
convert water into hydrogen and oxygen, with the former going into the patented hydride chloride material, and the latter just returns the air. So it separates the water, keeps the stuff you can use, and the oxygen just gets released in the air. The fuel cell converts stored hydrogen back into electricity when the battery is switched on, and the fact that the hydrogen is stored in a solid state rather than a liquid or gas removes the normal considerable fire hazard from the material. It costs about $29,000. The battery can store 3 times more power than a comparable home lithium battery system, which I actually had a friend who had. So I'm going to skip through there because I want to get to Grandma and Grandpa. If I have to like sum it up, I'll sum them up.
Sum up Grandma and Grandpa. What
This is the
Grandma and
Grandpa story.
All right.
70-year-old Grandpa becomes the oldest person to row across the Atlantic.
Uh-huh.
Row.
Yeah.
No, I thought the 2-hour bicycle thing was like pretty rough. He successfully rowed unassisted across the entire Atlantic Ocean as part of a challenge to raise money for research on Alzheimer's treatments. Frank Rothwell dedicated this extreme feat to his brother-in-law Roger, who succumbed to the disease during Frank's crossing. Little more than 1 million euros, or 1.39 million of our dollars, was raised by almost 10,000 different donors, including a doubling of the first 500,000 euros from Iceland Food Charitable Foundation. Required 18 months of hard training. The entire road took 8 grueling weeks for Rothwell to travel from La Gomera in the Canary Islands on December 12th to the finish line 3,000 miles away in Antigua on February 6th. So I'm going to skip the rest of it, but here is...
I like a challenge, he says. I like rowing for 8 weeks.
Look at that boat. It's got a little solar panel on there. He must like climb in and sleep and eat.
Yep, most likely.
So do you think he's eating like...
Fish.
Just rolling. That's like that back area there looks like he could sleep in there, but I don't think there's much storage for much other, you know what I mean? There's probably not a fridge or anything like
maybe
that.
Maybe it's stored like under the solar panel thing.
Could be. Kind of cool.
Yeah, no, using the rowing machine at the gym, that's hard. Like 500 meters sucks.
So this guy rowed across there. He's sitting there. The boat's not that big.
No.
Have you seen the videos where like the orcas like jump out and like it landed on this guy's kayak?
Yeah, and they land on boats and whatnot.
Especially like recently, they've had those orcas chasing people and like slamming, like running into their boats.
Yeah, I wonder what the deal with orcas is recently.
So this guy, I wonder if people were following him though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, most likely.
Yeah. Throwing him a little bit of Denny's.
There's just 18 more rowers with cameras following him along.
So let me go through here. The next one is Grandma. 110 years old.
All right.
Turned into a singing sensation on social media, fulfilling her lifelong dream.
Gotcha.
What would your lifelong dream if you were 110-year-old grandma?
Have no hip pain. No pain
migraines
at all.
Some dreams take longer to come true, but with the help of 21st century social media and her Generation Z great-grandson, at the age of 110...
oh, yeah, that is a guy.
Yeah. One British woman is realizing hers at long last. At the end of World War I, Amy Hawkins was a 7-year-old child who loved nothing more than to sing and dance. As a teen, Hawkins set her sight on becoming an entertainer. Hawkins was on her way touring the country with a dance troupe until her ambition to tread the boards were cut short by her mom, who didn't see it as a respectable occupation for a young lady. It must be... Never mind. All these years later, her grandson just helps her get out there. She's like a clock. Once you wind her up, she won't stop. Freeman said in an interview with BBC. She just keeps asking, "What would you like another one?" Yeah.
Would you like another one?
On Hawkins' 110th birthday, Sasha videoed his great-grand singing one of her favorite World War I tunes, It's a Long Way.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
When Freeman jokingly suggested Sasha post it to TikTok. Neither of them could imagine the overwhelming upbeat response it would receive, reaching 100,000 views and a bevy of emotional accolades in just days. But also said she didn't get into it when she was younger. It is, but you know what? Getting to your dream, as long as you get there, right? So
I like It's a Long Way to Tipperary.
Reading the comments, people have been in tears because they miss their family or think about their family they've lost, Freeman told BBC. I think that has been a real lesson for Sasha too, and has restored my faith in humanity in such a difficult time for everyone. So, Grandma
and Grandpa.
We covered
batteries alike.
the number 3.
What's the other one? And all you sea snails out there.
All you sea snails, which I'm gonna have to watch. It's imagine like you got a frog, right? The frog's there. A fly comes along and it's just like, boom, right?
Yeah.
How does a snail move like that?
Shoots venom.
That's what she says. But
it probably shoots like paralyzing venom, and then it can just come on and be like, "You're mine."
Haven't you heard the joke where the snail is like he's a door salesman, right? And he knocks on the door, and the guy answers the door, and the snail's like, "Hey, would you like to buy a magazine?" And the guy kicks him. Boom! Right? And like 12 years later, the doorbell rings, and the guy opens the door, and the snail's like, "What did you do that for?" All right. Any closing thoughts?
That was a very stupid story.
That's like the magician, right? Magician's doing his thing. He's not a very good magician, and he goes, "I'm gonna have somebody from the audience come up here," and he finds the biggest guy he can. He says, "Take the sledgehammer and hit me like right square in the head." And so the guy does it. The show ends, obviously, and 3 months later, after he wakes up from his coma, he goes, "Ta-da!"
I've been teleported.
You're a wizard. So no, you have any closing thoughts?
Very random stories. you
Very
had
random
today.
stories. Yeah. Please visit us Tuesday, same time. We have a craft. Oh, sorry, 10 a.m. Saturday. We have a. We're actually gonna play a game, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, D&D.
We're gonna break out the
The old Nintendo.
old Nintendo at 10 a.m. Central Time.
We'll play through a few games because I have over 900 of them for us to play through.
Yeah, we're gonna do a D&D session, and haha, ta-da. And next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. Central, we've got some neat things planned. A bunch of stuff in the works. Having a great time. Hope you guys are enjoying life. Anything?
No.
All right.
Set.
We'll see you later. Have a good one.
See you guys.